Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Bros. New movie. This is weird. It's on Entertainment Tonight's trailer, so I guess they dropped it. It's Billy Eichner as the main character, who's a gay guy trying to write a gay rom-com, but then he's living a gay rom-com kind of thing. Oh, it's gonna subvert your expectations about gay people. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. From the producer of Trainwreck. It's not a credit I'd brag about. And Bridesmaid. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Billy Eichner's, of course, doing a podcast with the director of Neighbors. Which one was that? And Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I like that one. So, okay. It doesn't look poorly directed. It has Queen music underneath it. So he's in a gay relationship, and it's all about how gay people are misunderstood again by the regular community, which has finally accepted them, I guess. So it's about gay culture, I guess you would say. About what it's really like. So here's a bunch of gay guys eating, I guess, and hugging, and pride parade. It is kind of interesting. I mean, it's not just woke, because they do show the infighting amongst the alphabet people. So here they are fighting over a gay flag. You can see in the background lots of gay famous people. Here they get disinvited to a pool party because they're not young enough. And that's like a gay thing, I guess. And then I guess there's a breakup, and then there's a scene where he can't get the guy to continue to talk to him unless there's an ass shot of him on, I guess I'm going to assume it's Grindr, not Tinder. And then he sends it, and then he gets blocked. And then it's like, what? Ha ha ha. And then I guess he works for this. I don't know what this is, a magazine or whatever, the LGBTQ plus. Hey, you're missing some letters there. You're missing some letters, Billy. Shouldn't this be like 40 letters long and go all the way across this wall? So, history and culture, I guess. So it's about the infighting amongst the bisexuals. This is the dean from Community playing the bisexual. He's angry they only get a week. And then lesbian on the right there, angry that nobody acknowledged her month. And then so they're arguing, which is interesting to me because this is something, that my co-writer in Wokistan brought to the novel, and I felt that was like really cool. The infighting amongst the statuses within the alphabet community. So this could be very interesting if it's real. But then they have a line here where she says, "Oh, straight people, they had a good run. Ha 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 ha." Look. And then it's the gay community as established doing their gay things and having way too much sex, I would say. Because it's like they're guys, right? So guys like to have a lot of sex. So when you're gay, I imagine you can get a lot of sex. A lot of sex. But then I guess the standards change, and that's kind of what the movie is about. And then there's a weird scene, I guess, with a gay couple. I don't know if they're gay because it's a man and woman. But the kids start singing, calling this guy Bottom Daddy. Yay, Bottom Daddy, Bottom Daddy. Which I think is inappropriate. That's a little weird. Anyhow, it's about a gay love story. It's a gay romantic comedy. And so I can say that some of the gay stuff is interesting, but in this climate, I don't want to say it. Yeah, I wouldn't say it. First off, I don't like Billy Eichner. I don't think he's funny. Although I do think this trailer's pretty good, because maybe it's actual stuff that he's upset about, as opposed to the other stuff where he gets like super woke and angry or whatever. So I think the stuff within the community will be interesting. I think if somebody, if the studio said, hey, this is going to be for a wider audience, not that I would want them to bring in more straight people. I'd want them not to speak about straight people, not to like knock them, right? Because I'd want you to just concentrate on your people, so to speak, which I'm sensing that's most of the movie. So the aside to straight people in this. Notwithstanding, I think it's mostly about that. It's mostly about the gay lifestyle. Now, will people go see it? You know, and he even talks in the movie about writing the rom-com and how could you write it so guys would go to see it. Oh, guys aren't seeing this movie. Now, their girlfriends will drag them to it, maybe their wives. Oh, we're gonna see the movie. I love Billy Eichner. Oh no, you owe me big if I go to see this movie, hon. You owe me big. Because it's gonna be extremely gay. But okay, so what? There's an audience for that. I'm fine with it. Have your movie or two, but is this going to be gangbusters? Probably not. It's probably not going to go mainstream. It's probably something that should be streamed. It's probably the perfect thing to stream because it has probably a loyal core audience. But it looks like they spent a lot of money on this movie. I mean, the music alone, Billy Eichner's not cheap. The Dean from Community costs you a little bit. He's out there. So, I mean, but I wouldn't sit through Billy's jokes to get at what I want to see, which is the infighting. I want to see the infighting. I want to see what those levels are and how they work. Because that's the only part that interests me. The gay relationship, tangentially, a little bit, sure. I don't want to see I don't see all the nakedness, but it's going to be in that because that's his world, I think. From what I'm seeing in a trailer, that certainly seems true. Now, like, this isn't an X-rated trailer. It's not even an R-rated trailer. So, although, I don't know, the one scene, the one shot, that shot, I don't know. That seems a little R-rated to me. Two guys going down on a guy while he's kissing him seems a little R-rated to me. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's on YouTube. Surprised I didn't get a red band trailer warning or something. I think in the past it might have. These days, no. So I don't know. You know, back in the 90s, this would have been crazy. This would have been edgy and cool. Now, it's just the top of the big giant heap of gay stuff that's coming out of Hollywood. It's just, you know, okay, sure, this is your movie, I would say. This is the alphabet people's movie. Have it. All for it. Knock yourselves out. How about some movies for the rest of us? You know, the majority of the population? Why does all this have to be infused with the other stuff, would be my question. And the answer is representation. Well, here you go. You got a whole movie. Oh, it's not enough. It's never enough, is it? How much would be enough? 2 movies, 10 movies, 100 movies? How many movies a year would be enough? So you could say, we have representation. There's no number on that, is the problem. And that's part of the problem with Hollywood getting so consumed by this. In the 90s, this would have been probably an edgy movie, probably a hit. It looks funny. But in this climate, you're putting this out too late. This isn't what's hot. This is old news, essentially. Gay relationships, kind of old news. I mean, maybe Eichner's fans will like it. He seems at the peak of his comedy power here. And I don't like Eichner, so that's tough for me to say. I really don't like him. I don't think he's funny at all. I think he's kind of angry, but in this, they make him kind of likable. You know? He looks good in the role. He looks like he buffed up a little bit for it. So it looks like kind of a fun movie, but kind of heavy on the alphabet people. So would I see it? Probably not. You know, there's so many other things I want to see. This would be so far down on my list. Again, if some girl dragged me to it, maybe I'd endure it. It probably would be pretty tolerable. Probably have a few laughs for me. But it's not something I want to see. It's for mostly women who like this kind of stuff because it's all about relationships and it's all about nice looking guys too. So there's 2 things for them to see. For guys, there's nothing really here, you know? And he calls it out in the movie, which is really brilliant. You know, what am I going to do? have sex with Jason Momoa while we're trying to run away from a volcano. Yeah, that's exactly what you would need to bring in guys. And it still wouldn't really bring in guys because, you know, we'd be there for the volcano, but we don't want to see the rest of it. So this is Hollywood completely lost in their audience. You know, they've truncated everything to Twitter and people who are on Twitter to the point at which the data they're now getting for their focus groups just doesn't work anymore. You know, I'm sure their focus group will love this. Well, who will be in their audience? Probably a bunch of women. You know, and even if they get negative responses from the men, yeah, I wouldn't ever go see this movie if I had to pay for it. In fact, I wanted to walk out or whatever. Too much gay stuff for me. If they get cards like that, how is that going to be translated? Oh, these people are homophobic. That's the way where Hollywood's brain is right now. So they can't even process the information properly, or else they would put this movie probably where it belongs, on a streaming service, on a channel that's more geared towards this audience. Is it going to be mainstream? To a certain extent. I mean, they're trying to make it as mainstream as possible. Billy Eichner is kind of mainstream. The Dean from Community, a little bit mainstream. But this isn't mainstream. It's just not. People from the Midwest don't want to see this unless maybe they're gay, or again, girls would like to see this. They love it. Bare-chested guys in shape. Oh yeah, sign them up. You know, the ins and outs of gay lifestyle, if I can call it that. I don't know what you want to call it. Culture. You know, it's interesting to me as a writer, but I don't know how that translates well to an audience. You know, it's there's too much for, I think, a average audience. I mean, I certainly wouldn't bring a kid to go see this. I mean, again, maybe a gay kid would be into it. Oh, didn't want to stop on that. He's funny, though. He's very funny. I mean, you got good talent here. But it's like getting beaten over the head by the message. Like a whole movie about the message. Okay, this is what you should have started with back in the 90s. You know, this would have been edgy. This would have been cool. People would have been on board with it. Oh, this is how, you know, the alphabet people are infighting. That's interesting. You know, one time, one movie. That's proportionate representation. Like one movie, maybe a year or two. That would be proportionate. This on top of all the other swapping you've done in every other TV show, movie, video game, I don't know, pamphlet, bumper sticker, cereal box. It's just, people are their eyes are gonna glaze over and they go, oh yeah, right, okay, no. That's what you've done to people. That's what you've done to your audience. They're not anticipating this. They're just gonna go, oh, another one. Another gay movie. Oh, this one's pretty blatant. No, I'm not going to it. So, okay. This is Hollywood these days. Very navel-gazing. And look, it looks well produced. It even looks well written to a certain extent. But where's the appeal? You know? People need universal concepts. Love is a universal concept, but the stuff around this isn't. So, yeah, you could focus on the love story, and you could give us all the details, the ins and outs of the alphabet community, particularly on the gay men's community. That's kind of interesting up to a point. It also narrows it. The details narrow it. The love story broaden it. And when you're in this, I don't know what else to call it other than culture war, people take sides. And this is probably going to be, I would say, a victim of the culture war, whether it's good or not. It doesn't look bad, I'd say. Again, I probably wouldn't see it. But it looks well produced, well acted, even mildly funny. I got a chuckle out of it, but I don't think it has any legs. Maybe that's why it's on Entertainment Tonight, being done as an exclusive. They're trying to generate some buzz on it. But this is the kind of thing Hollywood would push hard. Pardon the pun. Hard. They would push this bros hard. and that push will probably turn people off. So anyhow, that's my rant. I'm Tony D. This is Little Joan. I guess got to do the 3-act breakdown. It's a love story. So Act 1, Billy Eichner can't get a date, or he's already in a relationship and they break up. Now the dynamics will be a little different because he's going hard into the gay culture, as it were. So the paradigms are slightly different, but it's basically the same. For whatever reason, he doesn't have love. Okay? Maybe it's too much sex. That would be my guess. That's in the first act, and it's all set up until he meets someone or wants to reconnect with someone. Not quite sure where it's going. There seems to be a reconnect there. Anyhow, second act, he meets him, is trying to connect with him. It's not working for whatever reason, or maybe they date and it doesn't work, and then they're trying to, get back together, and then it's about his world and how crazy it is and how it hopefully disrupts, sets up obstacles to the love that he wants. And then in the third act, he achieves that love. And it's a happy ending. And along the way, probably a lot of woke lessons that are incredibly unnecessary. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check you in the next one.